Hello and welcome back to Paula Accent Maker, your professional accent coach. Today I've prepared for you the topic that you requested yourself, which is the pronunciation of English numbers, number variations and fractions. But it's going to be obviously more difficult than talking about 1, 2, 5, 8. So please bear with me and I will show you some difficulties concerning the pronunciation of English numbers. Let's get started. And our first one is this one. Yes, this is the problematic one. 3 means something different. 3, tree means something different. So if we can't say 3, we can't say 3, tree, 3. How should we say it then? This is my little helper, Johnny. Hello. And he will help you and show you how to do it correctly. You need to, unfortunately or fortunately, stick out your tongue, place it in between your teeth, not behind, not somewhere in the area, in between as if you wanted to squeeze it, and then you push the air outwards. Don't do it too much, just a little bit. Don't make your vocal fold vibrate, just simply push it a little bit and say three. You push it forward and exactly this way you start to say three, not tree, where our tongue is behind our teeth. It can't be behind, it needs to be in between, exactly the way Johnny shows you. Three. At first, it might appear a little bit unnatural or difficult, but believe me, if you practice enough, and if you practice a couple of times, it will start making sense and it will start feeling natural to you. Three. And analogically, our next word is going to be exactly 13. 13. We have two difficulties here. The first one is that you need to stick out your tongue and place it in between your teeth to say th. But secondly, you need to put the stress on the second syllable. You don't say 13, you say 13. 13. And every single time when you have anything of teen, you need to stress the ending teen. So it won't be 14 because then it sounds like 40. You need to say 14. It can't be 15 because then it sounds like 50. It needs to be 15. You always stress teen. Always? Well, not really. Later on in this film, I will show you the situations where we don't put the stress on teen, but somewhere else. Let's take a look at our example. Her mother is 40, but she is 14. I am 30, but my cousin is 13. And how about these ones? So, normally you say 13, 14. And what happens when you count? Do you say 13, 14, 15, 16? Not really. Why? Because it would be very difficult and uncomfortable to pronounce. So whenever we count, we need to shift the stress. And we say 13, 14, 15, 16. So then we stress the very first syllable. Why? Because the stress shifts also within our pronunciation. The entire rhythm of our speech is different. Hence, we need to stress the very first syllable. So normally you say 13, but whenever you count, you need to say 13, 14, 15, exactly the same way you would say 30, 40, 50. And what happens whenever you have a year? Do you say 1999? No, you say 1999. Why? Well, that's another exception and be rather rule. Whenever we have a year, we need to stress actually the very last word. 1999, 1995. And that's why we don't say 19, but we shift the stress to the very first syllable and we say 1999, 1995. And I know that whenever you have 1999, it sounds nearly as if you said 1999, but well, that's the way it is. And our example. She turned 19 in 1996. And yes, another difficulty. We say, I live at number 15, so we stress the second syllable, 15. But I live at 15 Bond Street. 15 Bond Street. And why? When are we supposed to stress the second syllable? So why do we say 15 Bond Street instead of 15 Bond Street? It's another exception or maybe another rule. Whenever we have a strong stress falling on the next word, so Bond Street in our case, we need to shift the stress and stress the very first syllable. That's why we say 15 Bond Street. But I live by number 15. So that's why we say 15 Bond Street, but we say Bond Street 15. And now, another difficulty. Yes, unfortunately, you need to add this final th. So you say for, but fourth, with your tongue in between your teeth. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and so on and so on. I know it's pretty difficult, but when you exercise it, you will really start to feel how much, when, and how strong you should stick this tongue out. And believe me that sooner or later it will start to feel natural. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And what happens here? Yes, unfortunately, you need to do it analogically. So we say 13th, 13th. We need to stick our tongue twice. 13th. And how about this one? It's 30th, 30th. An American accent, 30th, 30th. And our example. My 30th birthday was much better than my 13th birthday. My 30th birthday was much better than my 13th birthday. And another difficult one. It's not thousand or thousand or thousands. You have to stick out the tongue again and you need to say thousand. Thousand. You reduce the ending and stick out your tongue at the very front. Thousand. In our example, she earns $33,000. She earns $33,000. Let's move to fractions. How about this one? We pronounce it like a half or 1/2. So you prolong R and you don't pronounce the middle L. The L is silent. So we say half, a half or 1/2. In the American accent, we say half with a very broad A half or 1/2. And how about this one? It's 1/3. 1/3, sticking our tongue out. 1/3. And how about this one? Do we say 1/4? Not really. We say a quarter or 1/4. Quarter, or an American accent, quarter. A quarter, 1/4. And how about this one? We don't say 2/3 because 2 is already plural, so we need to add S to third. That's why we say 2/3. 2/3, or in American accent, 2/3. So, 1/3, but 2/3. 1/3, 2/3. And analogically, this is 2/5. This is 2/7, 3/7, 4/7, 5/6. And how about this one? It's 3/4. When we had 1/4, now we have 3/4. And what happens when we have a whole number? It's not really surprising. We say 3.5. 3 and a half. You need to add this and. 3.5. How about this one? 2 3/4. 2 3/4, still with and with final S. 2 3/4. 2 3/4. To sum up, today you've learned how to say correctly 3, 13, 30, fourth, fifth, sixth, 13th, 30th, or 13th and 30th, thousand, a half, 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, a quarter, 2/3, 3/4, 2/5, 1.5, 2 3/4. If you enjoyed this film, please make sure you've subscribed to my channel and you follow me on my other social media platforms. Hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.